Have you ever found yourself wondering why things just aren't quite the same as they used to be? Down there, perhaps you've noticed a subtle, unsettling shift in your ability to get and maintain an erection. A growing difficulty that feels isolating and frustrating. It's a reality many men over 60 face. A quiet worry that can chip away at confidence and intimacy. You might find yourself avoiding situations, feeling a sense of loss, and perhaps even blaming age, or simply accepting it as an inevitable part of getting older. But what if I told you that? For many men, this isn't just about the years adding up. What if there's a surprising, almost hidden habit, one you might be engaging in regularly, that could be silently undermining your body's natural ability to achieve a strong, reliable erection? As a surgeon who has dedicated my career to understanding the intricate workings of male anatomy and helping men overcome erectile challenges, I've seen firsthand how a seemingly harmless, private act can, over time, create significant problems. It's a mistake in how many men approach self-pleasure, and it's far more common than you might imagine. This isn't about judgment. It's about understanding and empowerment. This isn't about stopping a natural urge, but about perfecting an important, often overlooked part of your intimate health. In this video, we're going to pull back the curtain on this often unspoken issue. We'll explore the specific technique that could be doing more harm than good. Delve into why it impacts your ability to get hard. And most importantly, I'll share practical, straightforward adjustments you can make starting today to reverse this silent damage and reclaim your natural potency. You'll discover how a simple shift in habit can open the door to renewed confidence and a stronger, more satisfying intimate life. Watch to the end for something that will surprise you. A powerful insight that could truly change your perspective on this vital part of your well-being. Let's dive right into this crucial topic, addressing the core mistake that many men, particularly those of us who've lived a bit, unknowingly make during masturbation, the fundamental issue. The silent killer of your ability to get hard often boils down to one simple, yet profoundly damaging habit: using excessive friction and a singular, aggressive grip or technique that overstimulates a very specific part of the penis. Think about it. Over decades, many men develop a highly specific, often vigorous, and perhaps even rough, way of self-pleasuring. This isn't just about pressure. It's about the relentless, repeated application of intense friction to a narrow area, often with a dry or near-dry grip, leading to a kind of desensitization or even physical trauma. Imagine your penis as a finely tuned instrument, equipped with an intricate network of sensitive nerve endings and delicate blood vessels, all designed to respond to natural, varied stimulation. When you consistently apply an extreme, focused pressure and friction, day in and day out, year after year, it's akin to oversanding a piece of fine wood. Initially, it might feel effective, even pleasurable, but eventually, that intense, localized stimulation can begin to wear down the nerve endings in that specific area, diminishing their sensitivity. This isn't an overnight process. It's a slow erosion, a gradual desensitization that makes it harder for your brain to receive the full signals it needs to initiate and maintain an erection during natural, partnered intimacy. Your body becomes accustomed to an extreme level of stimulation that simply isn't present during intercourse, leaving you feeling underwhelmed and unable to achieve rigidity when it truly matters. Furthermore, this excessive friction and pressure can also contribute to microtrauma. While your penis is resilient, it's not invincible. The small blood vessels and delicate tissues can be damaged over time, leading to less efficient blood flow, which is absolutely vital for an erection. Remember, an erection is essentially a hydraulic event. Blood needs to flow in freely and be trapped efficiently. If the vessels are repeatedly stressed or damaged by aggressive techniques, their ability to expand and hold blood can be compromised. This subtle damage might not be immediately obvious, but it accumulates, making it increasingly difficult for your penis to achieve its full potential. Think of it like a hose that's been kinked and straightened too many times. Eventually, the inner lining gets worn, and the flow isn't as robust as it once was. So, what's the actionable step here? It's about recalibrating your approach to self-pleasure, moving away from that intense, singular, high-friction method. The first change to embrace is variety and gentleness. Instead of a tight, unyielding grip on the shaft, experiment with a looser hand, allowing for more natural movement and less direct friction. Crucially, introduce lubrication, a good quality. Water-based lubricant can dramatically reduce the abrasive effect of skin-on-skin contact, protecting those delicate nerve endings and tissues. This isn't just about comfort. It's about preserving the natural sensitivity of your penis. Think of it as a gentler caress, rather than a forceful grip. Another key aspect is to vary the type of stimulation. If you've been relying heavily on one specific hand position or a single, repetitive stroke, try incorporating different motions, using your whole hand, or even both hands, to distribute the sensation. Explore different speeds and pressures. The goal is to broaden the range of stimuli your penis responds to, mimicking the more varied and dynamic sensations of partnered intimacy. This helps prevent your brain from becoming locked in to one very specific, often overly intense, form of stimulation, which can leave you feeling frustrated when that exact stimulation isn't replicated during sex. By diversifying your self-pleasure techniques, you're essentially retraining your nervous system to be more broadly responsive and less reliant on a single, potentially damaging, method. This might feel unusual at first, perhaps even less immediately gratifying, but think of it as an investment in your long-term erectile health and your ability to experience satisfying intimacy. Now that we've discussed the fundamental mistake of excessive friction and singular technique, and how to begin making those crucial changes, let's move on to another related habit that silently contributes to this problem. Building on our discussion of overly aggressive and singular techniques, another significant, often overlooked mistake that silently kills your ability to get hard is the exclusive reliance on visual stimulation during masturbation. Many men, especially as they get older, find themselves increasingly dependent on explicit visual material, pornography, to achieve and maintain an erection during self-pleasure. While there's nothing inherently wrong with visual aids, the problem arises when they become the only or primary source of arousal, to the exclusion of internal sensation and natural imagination. Think about it this way. Your brain is the central control system for your erections. It processes all sorts of signals: touch, smell, sound, emotional connection, and certainly visual cues. But when you train your brain, over years, to primarily respond to the hyperstimulating, often unrealistic, and highly varied visual input of pornography, it can inadvertently desensitize your natural arousal pathways. The constant novelty, the extreme scenarios, and the often rapid scene changes in online content can create an expectation in your brain that real-life intimacy simply cannot match. It's like eating only intensely sugary foods. Regular, wholesome meals start to taste bland in comparison. Your brain becomes accustomed to a high-octane sensory overload, making it difficult to get excited by the more nuanced, slower, and often less visually extreme stimuli of real-world intimacy. This phenomenon is sometimes referred to as porn-induced ED or viewer's ED, and it's becoming increasingly recognized. Your body isn't failing you. Your brain has simply been conditioned to a specific, often unattainable, level of stimulation. The actionable step here is to consciously reduce your reliance on visual material, or at least diversify it, instead of automatically reaching for your device. Try closing your eyes during self-pleasure. Focus purely on the physical sensations, on the touch, on the internal feelings. Allow your imagination to guide you. Recall pleasurable memories, create scenarios in your mind, or simply focus on the tactile experience without external visual input. This isn't about abstinence from visual aids entirely, but about re-establishing your brain's connection to natural, internal arousal signals. It's about retraining your brain to respond to real-life intimacy, which involves much more than just what you see. It involves emotional connection, scent, the warmth of another body, the nuances of touch, and shared vulnerability. By reducing the visual dependency during self-pleasure, you help reset your brain's expectation levels, making it more responsive to the organic, varied, and truly human experiences of sex with a partner. This process takes time and patience, but it's a critical step in reclaiming your natural erectile function. Furthermore, another mistake that ties into both the previous points is the lack of proper pelvic floor engagement and awareness. Many men, in their pursuit of stronger erections, focus solely on the penis itself, neglecting the vital role of the surrounding musculature. Your pelvic floor muscles, often referred to as your Kegel muscles, play a crucial role in erectile function. They help to support blood flow into the penis and, importantly, they assist in trapping that blood during an erection, making it harder and more sustained. When these muscles are weak, or you're not engaging them properly, your erections can feel softer, less full, and more difficult to maintain. The mistake here is simply ignoring these muscles during self-pleasure. And indeed, in daily life, many men engage in techniques that are passive or focus only on external friction, without any conscious effort to activate these internal stabilizers. The actionable step is to incorporate pelvic floor exercises, Kegels, into your routine, and to consciously engage them during masturbation. To identify these muscles, simply imagine you're trying to stop the flow of urine midstream, or that you're trying to prevent passing gas. That tightening sensation is your pelvic floor. During self-pleasure, instead of just focusing on the manual stimulation, try gently contracting and holding these muscles for a few seconds at a time, then relaxing. Integrate these contractions into your rhythm. This not only strengthens the muscles over time, but also helps you develop a better mind-body connection, allowing you to recruit these muscles more effectively during actual intercourse. Strengthening your pelvic floor can improve the rigidity and staying power of your erections, providing a tangible boost that complements the changes in your masturbation technique and visual reliance. It's about optimizing your body's entire system for sexual health, not just one part. Next, we'll dive into a broader perspective, bringing all these elements together and discussing how to foster overall intimate well-being. We've covered some incredibly important ground, identifying the silent mistakes many men make during self-pleasure that can subtly but powerfully impact their ability to get and stay hard. We've talked about the damaging effects of excessive, singular friction and pressure, the gradual desensitization caused by over-reliance on visual stimulation, and the often overlooked role of your pelvic floor muscles. These aren't isolated issues. They often intertwine, creating a complex web of challenges that can leave you feeling frustrated and less confident in your intimate life. To briefly recap, the key to reversing this silent damage begins with making a conscious effort to change your self-pleasure routine. Remember to move away from overly tight, high-friction grips, and instead, embrace gentleness, variety, and crucially, the use of adequate lubrication. This is about protecting those delicate nerve endings and blood vessels, allowing them to heal and regain their natural sensitivity. Think of it as giving your body a much-needed break from an intense, potentially damaging habit. It might feel different at first, perhaps even requiring a shift in your mindset about what feels good or effective. But this recalibration is absolutely essential for long-term health. Secondly, we discuss the powerful influence of visual overstimulation, especially from readily available online content. The constant bombardment of hyper-realistic or extreme imagery can condition your brain to expect a level of arousal that real-life intimacy simply can't provide, leading to a disconnect. The solution here is to actively reduce your reliance on these external visuals. Practice closing your eyes, focusing purely on tactile sensations and internal imagination. This isn't about deprivation, but about retraining your brain to respond to the natural, nuanced, and truly human cues of intimacy with a partner. It's about fostering a deeper, more organic connection to your own body and its responses, rather than relying solely on external stimuli. Finally, we explored the critical, yet often neglected, role of your pelvic floor muscles. These unsung heroes of male sexual function are vital for supporting blood flow and maintaining erection rigidity. By incorporating simple Kegel exercises into your daily routine and consciously engaging these muscles during self-pleasure, you can significantly enhance the strength and staying power of your erections. This holistic approach, addressing both the physical technique and the mental conditioning, offers a powerful pathway to reclaiming your erectile function. Now, for that surprising insight I promised you at the beginning, it's often not just one of these factors in isolation, but a combination that contributes to erectile difficulties. And the biggest surprise for many men, it's the profound psychological impact that this silent damage creates. The fear of not performing, the anxiety of potential failure, the constant worrying about your ability to get hard. This mental burden can become a far greater barrier than any physical issue. Your brain, anticipating difficulty, can actually inhibit the very physiological processes needed for an erection. This is where the real healing begins, realizing that you are not alone, that these habits are common, and that taking proactive steps can not only restore physical function, but also rebuild your confidence and emotional connection. The surprising truth is that regaining your physical ability to get hard is only half the battle. The other half is reclaiming your mental freedom and self-assurance that comes with knowing you're taking control of your intimate health. Remember, small changes truly can make a big difference to your health and happiness. This journey to better intimate health isn't about quick fixes. It's about conscious choices and consistent effort. Be patient with yourself, be kind to yourself, and celebrate every small step forward. Your body is capable of healing and adapting, and with these adjustments, you can absolutely begin to see significant improvements. I truly hope this conversation has shed some light on an issue that many men face in silence. Your experiences and insights are valuable, and I encourage you to share your thoughts, questions, or perhaps even your own journey in the comments section below. Let's create a supportive community where we can discuss these important aspects of men's health openly and honestly. If you found this video helpful and want to continue learning more about maintaining your vitality and well-being as you age, please consider giving this video a like. It really helps spread this important message to others who might benefit. And, of course, subscribe to my channel for more practical, straightforward advice on living your best life at every age. Thank you for joining me today. Live your best life at every age.